trap coming back?
Is trap 2025?
I mean,
Like-
how's ISOXO's career doing? I think.
He's doing great.
But notice how there's only like a few trap artists that are making it right now.
It's tough. Yeah, it just. I had Russian wives breaking up with their husbands to that song.
Oh my God, slay. You know what? I love that for you. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being like, that's my music.
That's my song.
Oh, yep.
I love it. Oh yeah, this is welcome back to another episode of the I'm Peaking podcast. Question of the day. I'm always so unprepared. Question of the day. Since we have Thanksgiving coming up very soon, it's now November, what are some things you are thankful for in the rave community?
Ooh.
Gobble gobble.
I'm thankful that I could go to a festival and make new friends like fast because everyone is so welcoming.
Yeah. I feel
Solid
like,
answer.
yeah, I feel like ever since I started raving, my life has just taken an insane turn. Like, the things that I do for work now are rave related. All of the friends that I have, I've met through the rave and EDM scene. Like, my life just revolves around the rave, babe.
Eat, sleep, rave, repeat.
Yeah, exactly that.
Felt that on the people that are in my life, and just honestly EDM period, just the music that comes from raving and the experience raving gives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say for me, I'm just so thankful for all the access to like good music I have now.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I didn't have it before, but I would definitely say that like early on when I first discovered EDM, it was a little harder to find good music, and now I feel like it's just everywhere you look, and you can find literally any genre. Yeah, it's so much easier to like find and download now. Back in the day, I used to like literally go and I would go and like, did anyone ever use Zippy Share?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, yeah, I would go and download songs off Zippy Share, and then I'd add them to iTunes, and then I'd have to change
I was a
the
LimeWire girl.
profile picture. I used LimeWire at one point too, like a long time ago. And so now it's like way easier with all the platforms that we have, like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. But
Also, you. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead.
You played under a bridge, so like you literally just like raved yesterday.
They found me outside.
They were just like, hey.
We picked you
They're
up.
like, hey, you make music? I was like, yeah. Who am I?
What are you
no,
thankful
we'll
for?
introduce you after.
Oh,
yeah,
got
we're
it.
just doing the question. We like to do our question of the day.
So it's like,
what are you thankful
What
for?
am I thankful for?
Yeah, what are you thankful for
In, like, the rave
in the rave
Man,
community?
fan resilience. The amount of times, you know, whether it's weather and safety things or messing up the day, you're in the middle of about to perform. Now you're getting pushed back 20 minutes. Everybody has to run out the gate. Everybody has to get brought back in, and you know, the shuffles, the the heat, whatever it is, you know, sometimes it is asking a lot to get somebody to come to a festival and experience the thing that you're trying to offer them. And I would say resilience is definitely the thing I'm most thankful for.
That's very true, actually, when you
Hell
think
yeah.
about it. Once the ravers are at the festival, there's no stopping them.
No, not at all.
Yep. Yeah, well, okay, well, let us know what you're thankful for in the rave community in the comments. I think there's a lot to be thankful for. Raving now is definitely a lot different than how it used to be, and I think there's a lot more things available now. Definitely a lot to be grateful for in the current space that we have. But yeah, as I said, welcome back to the I'm Peaking podcast. My name is Devin, and who else do we have here?
I'm Mickie.
I'm Brin.
I'm JD.
I have an intro for you, so
Oh.
I'm gonna do a little
Devin's little love letter.
Yeah,
do a
he wrote
little
you a
intro.
love letter.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit different from our normal one, but here, where is it?
It's more lovey.
No. Okay, so today on the I'm Peaking podcast, we have the pleasure of hosting a rising powerhouse in the bass music scene. Known for blending hip-hop elements with the dirtiest dubstep drops, he's been tearing up festival stages from Lost Lands to Bass Canyon to Forbidden Kingdom. With tracks like 40 Cal, The Movement, and his filthy remix of Gorilla's Feel Good Inc., which, by the way, has been on repeat ever since I heard it, as I'm sure everyone else here can attest to as well. It's no wonder why he's amassed support from artists like Skrillex, The Chainsmokers, and Shaq. Bringing the bass and sporting the most epic beard in the EDM space, HAIRITAGE, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
Ooh, that was good.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah, so please tell us who you, well, obviously you're HAIRITAGE. What can we call you?
You can call me Aaron.
Okay,
Yeah, you can definitely
sweet.
call me Aaron.
There we go. We had some questions that we wanted to get started right off the bat.
We want to talk about your beard.
Starting with your beard.
Yeah.
We were talking a little off
absolutely.
camera about that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So where's the beard? Where's the beard come from? Is that part of your look?
It comes from my face, and it just
I'd hope.
it's just a genetic thing, really. It just showed up. There wasn't a thought process to it. It's just kind of here, and I decided to keep it around. And it's turned into a whole thing. We kind of just we did some branding and stuff behind it, and obviously it's a big part of the project, and now there's no turning back. So it's here, but it's just kind of became more of a part of me. It's not just a thing. An aesthetic. It's
Right. It wasn't like a pre-decided thing.
No.
Well,
it
you
was,
can't force yourself to grow a beard if you can't grow a beard.
Because I had a question. Because
Yeah.
your name is HAIRITAGE.
Did it come from your beard?
HAIR.
Yes. So my
Oh.
friends were making fun of me one day because I was making music and I was like, I don't have like a name for the project. And they're like, pick something based on your heritage or your heritage. Ha ha ha. And like 2 weeks after they made that joke, I had a contract in my inbox that I had to fill out. And I was like, here we go. And like that was the beginning of the project. And I don't know if you know, like a lot of origin stories are like that. Dead Mouse was named there was a dead mouse behind or in his computer or something,
Oh.
and that's what that came from.
Yep.
And look what that turned into.
Yeah.
Right.
So lots of things are just a result of like a moment, like a fleeting moment that defines a whole idea.
Yeah, I think San Holos was like that also, where
Yeah.
his friends kind of like came up with the name because he doesn't even follow Star Wars.
Really?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his name is Sonder. So they're like, Son. And then they put
He's not
Holo.
even a huge Star Wars
Yeah.
fan. He just kind of went with it.
That's why. Well, that's probably for the best because if you kind of cross over the marketing a little too much, and Disney's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well,
yeah.
he did. They did come. Didn't they? They did go after
I
him,
don't
didn't
remember.
they? Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
They did like a lawsuit, and he won or something.
Really?
I'm pretty
good for
sure.
him. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Don't allegedly. Don't
Don't.
quote me on it. I'm pretty sure. If you watch our previous episode, I think we asked that, or someone asked that in the Q&A. I don't know. I can't remember.
Wait, so on Instagram, you call you said Beard Gang.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. We're still, shopping some other names and things, but like that might just be what we run
Beard
with.
gang.
You just join the Beard Gang.
So we're in the Beard Gang.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
don't need one.
Do you have
It's-
any peace
You don't need
signs, or-
one. You just have to appreciate one. It's anybody can join. I don't want it to be divisive. Yeah, ever. It's
all inclusive.
So we
it's
don't
all
need a beard to
inclusive.
join
You
the
do
Beard
not.
Gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girls need a beard.
I mean, I do have a little shadow going on, so I think I could join.
Welcome. It's top fan right here.
Very vulnerable right now.
We tried
give a
handing
fuck.
out. We tried handing out those like the string ones.
Oh my
where
gosh.
you-
Shut up.
Yeah.
No
they're
way.
So can we swear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so fucking itchy.
Yeah.
They are.
Dude.
Like
They
for
are.
Christmas, like the Santa
Wait,
Claus ones.
But imagine you going to your own show and everyone in the crowd is wearing a beard.
That would be fucking
For
awesome.
Christmas. You gotta
the
do that
whole
shit.
front row, just like lumberjacks in the front. I would die
No,
happy.
but like when they enter the venue, they're
Yeah.
passing out beards.
Oh yeah,
Do it.
yeah, that would, yeah. Just oh man,
like Santa Claus beard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's we've shopped the idea a few times, and I think it may be something that we go and like really push one day. But like I don't want to put people through that because of how uncomfortable those are. And
You could always just like, so you give them the beard on the way in, and
Okay.
then when you're done with your set and you like
Take
take
a
the
picture.
selfie, you
Yeah.
like everyone put your beards on.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're gonna take a
yeah.
selfie, and then you have a fucking picture of you
Yeah.
and an entire crowd of people all with beards. That would be epic.
Or you make it a contest where whoever brings the best beard, they get like a backstage pass for the show.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because I do get like I I love this thing to death, and I appreciate all the praise on it. But man, there are some phenomenal beards out in the rave scene, and you know, there's just no beating some of these dudes. They look like a modern ZZ Top.
I know you mentioned that you did like a contest with Boogie T.
We got in a competition. Yeah, it was at Wakan, and we were interviewed to do. It was like a beard off, and they were interviewing beard off. They were interviewing fans and being like, who has a better beard, Boogie T or Heritage? And it ended up being a very close race, and I think he won. But hats off to him. That thing is always like pristine and incredible, and then he'll get rid of it and it'll be back like just as soon as it left. Like that's.
So do you use product in your beard
all the time?
Yeah, you have
you've
to,
got
right?
to, especially when it starts getting bigger. Oils, there's like different balms and stuff, and they're all kind of the same basics. Like you've got your jojoba oils and like your tea tree oils and stuff that are like the core ingredients.
Yeah.
And as long as you find one that kind of meshes well with you, like, because they can get messy, and like the oils, like if you're not careful, you're gonna ruin all your shirts. Find a routine that works for you, but there's not really like a right answer. You know.
Oh shit! Yeah, because it sits on your shirt.
Yeah, he
So
was
the
saying
oil.
that he gets dandruff if he doesn't.
If you
like,
don't, dude, if I don't shower after a show, because like I'm in there, I'm getting rowdy, right? If I don't shower after a show and I don't like take care of it, I'll get beard dandruff, and it's like 5 times worse than hair dandruff.
No
Because
way.
I just look like I ate a whole bag of crackers, and it's
crap.
just
And you can't hide it with a cap or anything.
you can't. There's no
There's no
What am I
way.
gonna put on a second shirt? And then,
A bib.
it sucks. Yeah, and I have had like embarrassing moments. Like I'm sitting on a plane and like I'll take a nap and I'll wake up and I'm like, I look like an idiot right now.
Oh,
I look,
no.
you have
very-
basically a whole ass pet on your face.
Yeah, dude, this is my hedgehog or something. But so take care of it.
How was it during COVID when you had to wear a mask?
Oh, I was inside. I wasn't doing shows, so
okay.
I was on Discord. I didn't need a mask, but I had to actually. You know what? You do bring up a good point, because I was working for some medical offices. I was building cryotherapy chambers during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And
You were building cryotherapy chambers.
is that
You
your
worked
side
at
quest?
Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
I
Damn,
did do
you've
that.
had
so
a lot
much
of
side
side
I've had a
quests.
lot of I just trying to pay the bills in the middle of getting this stuff done.
Okay,
you know?
makes
But,
sense.
Gotcha.
the guy that owned the business that I was working for used to have a nightclub in San Diego, and then so he would never let me miss shows when that was going on. But I would be getting on planes, and I had to wear like not even a bandana. I had to wear like a whole like face hugging mask.
Oh my god!
But like wear it over my N95.
Uh-huh.
And that was so hot.
I bet.
Not like sexy
yeah.
hot, like I was dying on the plane.
Oh, no.
Like temperature.
Miserable.
Oh, I'm sorry you went through that.
Thank you.
Well, we're here now.
It's okay. I survived. Yeah, look, wearing the mask didn't kill anybody, so it's it is all right. But I remember getting on a plane and there was 6 people on the flight one time.
Oh, shit.
Just because no one was going anywhere. I was
Yeah.
going to Atlanta.
Dang.
Had to go build a machine. I needed to go and work. And I get on the plane. There's like 6 people. They're not giving you crackers or anything too. They're just like
They're
that's
like, you're on your own.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That was like, around that time I was like commuting to LA because I had just gotten a job in LA and there was like no one on the freeway.
Yeah, nothing.
Ooh, yeah.
And all the rental companies too, they were just handing out upgrades for like $10.
Whoa.
I had to build one in LA. And I was like, I'll just take the Nissan Sentra. And they're like, for $10 more, you can get the Dodge Ram Rebel with the 3.7 V8 and whatever.
Oh my
Take
god!
$10.
Dude,
Take my money.
no one's on I-5. It was like me and like one Audi R8 from the from the hills. Just it was,
Oh my god!
Holland.
it was kind of like, it just in the middle of all of that chaos, I was like, this is just kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you still side quest right now, or is it strictly music?
Strictly music.
Hell
It's been
yes.
it's been strictly
We love
music
that for you.
for
Let's
oh geez. 3 years, I think,
Good
is
for
when I
you.
stopped. Yeah.
How did you
Appreciate
even like
that.
start this whole journey?
Oh, geez. I mean, if we're going all the way back to the start of music, I was like 12, 13 years old, wasn't getting into sports. I was just playing video games. I was not doing good in school. And my mom was like, you need to do something. So like, we're going to figure this out. And she went and got us all instruments. I have a twin brother and a younger brother.
Whoa.
And an older sister. My older sister, obviously her life was, she had a family and everything. But my brothers, we were all just playing games. And so little brother got the drums, twin brother got the guitar, I got the bass. And we were like playing band stuff together. We were doing that whole thing. And, it just kind of picked off from there. But then, 2010 rolled around, and I was like, what the fuck is Skrillex?
Yeah.
And you know, your whole taste shifts.
Iconic time.
Iconic. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, that was like the beginning of it, was like getting into bass, playing all the time, hearing dubstep, and then just like being curious enough to say, how the hell do you do it? And then realizing all the resources are so available to you to figure it out. And
Yeah.
You just gotta go do it.
yeah, go do it. Anything you want to try. And I tell everybody, don't declare a major until don't find what you want to do before you dive in and just go blind. Because I went blind halfway through college and got 5 figures into debt before I realized, like, I just kind of woke up and I was like, what the fuck am I doing this for?
Yeah.
You know, it's because my parents want me to do it. No, they're just gonna figure this out. So yeah, try everything.
Yeah, it's also kind of like how the system is set up too. I think, you know, there's like, that's why they say that like you have GEs like in college, you know, so you can kind of figure out what you want to do. But I feel like people should be more so like going and getting experiences rather than, because when it gets framed to you like in a class, it's like, I don't want to go like study something that I've never heard of before. But if it's like an activity and then, or like a hobby, that's something you want to do. And then when you decide like, oh, I like this, or like, you know, whatever, then it's much easier for you to actually commit to doing that or making that your career if that's what you end up doing.
Yeah, but that's not what the curriculum, you know, teaches you. It pushes you in the direction of like, you know, you want to get the 9 to 5, you want to get your degree, and sometimes the degree isn't even needed unless like you're in medicine, completely different, or in law, completely different. But like anything else, it's like it kind of boxes you in, and you have to be the one to like step out of the box and do something different, and you know, like, be an entrepreneur and, you know, live your life and find your purpose and love what you do.
I feel like I only got my degree just to make my parents happy, just to get them off my back.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. And then they get like stuck into like the system, you know, like you got out because you just found some way to get out. But like, a lot of people don't because they don't know how.
Yeah, it's complicated because the thing, there is no one thing for anybody, right? We hear a call towards a different type of existence, right? And we're like, I want to chase what I want to chase. And there are a lot of people who are going to do that and fall flat on their face. But I have just as many friends who are at home doing the 9 to 5. You know, they're journeyman, going into apprentice, going into like electrician, climbing the ladder. Yeah, couple of kids, everything's chaotic. Couldn't be happier. And they're doing the 9 to 5 thing. And there's a sense of purpose, and the nuclear family is like fulfillment. And everything is fine, you know, and for me, I'm like, I would rather die. I want a family, don't get me wrong, but like, I want to do what I want to do and travel and experience this thing. And even if I fall flat on my face, at least I can say like, that's what I tried to do.
Yeah. See, I like how you say fall flat on your face, because that's how you make it. You have to accept like your failures and like learn from them and grow from them, you know, and appreciate like, okay, this is going to make me stronger. Now I know better. Now I know next time, and I'm going to build on whatever I failed on. Like, you have to be willing to fall on your face, because no one is like, when you ride a bike for the first time, like, you're going to fall, you know, unless like you're some like prodigy that you know how to ride and it's in your genes or whatever. But no matter what, you are eventually going to fail once.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with 9 to 5. I know a lot of people who work 9 to 5 and their life is great.
We're not shutting it at all. No, it's just I tried it and it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for me. Oh my God, I hated my life. I hated that.
Yeah, everybody's going to be a little different with how, you know, but it's, you know, measuring success and measuring happiness and measuring all of those things. You know, you've got to look at what you want and not what other people are doing necessarily, because at the end of the day, the fulfillment will not be the same for everybody.
Well, what like brought you closer to bass music? Like, what made bass music kind of like your calling out of all the genres, you know, there's many subgenres in EDM?
I was into metal, and that was kind of I feel like that's a pretty common cross.
Oh yeah,
that is
I also started there, punk and metal.
It's always that.
Yeah. System of a Down. All sorts of, like, I liked complicated shit too, like Protest the Hero quite a bit.
Okay.
They're like more math.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
a little more deep cut.
It wasn't math for the sake of being math. You can always tell when a math band's like, you know, it's like, I'm just trying to be complicated. They had like a whole thing, and it was very like enticing. But I was very picky about my metal, and then I started listening to dubstep, and very picky about my dubstep. But like it elicited it. is that a word? It gives that reaction, that response, that like visceral reaction to it, the way that music did. And, once for me, like I'm an artist, right? So once it became something that fell into like, it fell into an art form that I could create, that changed my relationship with it immediately. And,
I see.
My experience with it now is going to be so much different than like the average showgoer, because I get a different feeling, in the sense that like the way I'm analyzing it is different, because I'm sitting here making it at home. Yeah. And it's kind of changed my relationship with it a little bit, but that's where it started, was like, that intense, like, a little over the top music, and here's just a new version of that for the 21st century.
Were you a raver before you started?
No.
Or you just like went head in with the music?
I was not going to shows. I wasn't leaving my house much. I was just, I was playing games, working on my music, and in whatever capacity that was. My first EDM show was Feed Me, in like Feed Me's like Big Adventure era, like that timeline. And that was when he wrote like Blood Red. He had that whole like Strange Behaviors and stuff like that come out, and I was like, what is this? This is crazy.
That was back when was it? Because I remember hearing Trapdoor by Feed Me, the song Trapdoor. Yeah, that was like one of my early.
Yeah, I think this was before that, by like a year or two, because the trap wave hadn't happened yet. Like the whole like made that the key points with that was like Loud Pack and like the Flostradamus boom and everything.
Yeah, because
right?
that didn't get popular until like 2014 to 2016,
something like that. And it may be a little bit earlier on a couple of them, but like that was kind of the boom, and this was like right before that happened.
I see. Okay, so was that one of the artists that you listened to a lot? Because you said you were really picky with your dubstep, so I'm curious to know what artists you listened to in the beginning when you first got into it.
I started remember there was like the UK, like the classic dubstep, like the old school stuff. Now we call
American
it
dubstep and
the bro
UK
step
dubstep.
movement.
Yeah, exactly.
I was all bro step. I couldn't understand the and I respected it a lot, especially now. Like the taste of everything have shifted, and I think the older I get, the more I'm like, okay, I see what you got going on. But I just wanted that, like, I needed that like feeling of caffeine in your veins for a second,
all the clashing.
Just over, and it's like this sucks, but this is the best, and and that's just kind of what it was. But Skrillex, obviously, like Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites, I was like, this is a song, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Kill the Noise, huge for me. Like Kill the Noise Part 1, that whole time. A couple of those Feed Me songs, because he was very electro, but he had a couple of those ones.
Oh, yeah, he definitely did.
Yeah, and it was a lot of people like that. Now, I listen to everybody, but I look for like, those songs that kind of have that little thing. And there's not like a particular style of it that I'm like, oh, I need it to be like this. It's just that, like, you get that goosebumps and the they call it musical frisson, where your hair stands up. Anything and anybody in any way that they do it, I just want that one where like you've got that tension and release dialed in a way where I'm just like, what the fuck was that? And and it's those little subtle things that those are what excite me the most.
Even still today?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And sometimes it feels like you're lately I've had to like force myself to focus on other things, because you hear there's only so much of this stuff at the end of the day. It's bigger than it's ever been, but like I'm going through all of these catalogs, and eventually I'm like, okay, now I can't even hear the difference between this and that. At that point, you need to take a break. You gotta find some other stuff.
Or a different style of genre, or something like similar, like drum and bass, or
something. Anything. You just gotta dive in, because there's a lifetime of this stuff to look at. As long as you increase your scope big enough to pull all that stuff in. Yeah. So
real quick down the line, I'm curious to know what all your guys' first dubstep artist or dubstep artists were. Like what you remember of. I'll go first. Mine's Skrillex and Rusko.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it had to be Skrillex, only because that was the first like
Yeah.
dubstep song that spoke to me. He was just able to do it so well
Yeah.
to where it was like digestible for me because I was a Kygo girl,
Yes.
chain smoker girl.
Jonas Blue.
And
that was my shit.
I love that. And then like I hear Skrillex like bang ring whatever, and I used to run around the cemetery when I forgot what age I was. Well, it's
You're
because
missing some context.
no, there's context. That's just how I worked out. That was when I worked out, and I remember running up the hill, listening to that song, and that would like power me up the hill.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It was
People just start
Skrillex.
coming out of their graves, head banging.
Or like Adventure Club.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
that's another one.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
So
like
melodic dub,
more melodic
Seven
dub,
Lions.
like Crave
yeah.
You.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was later on. I
Yeah.
feel like
Actually, that was pretty early on too. That was around.
year was that?
That was maybe like the year after Skrillex
Yeah.
like popped off with
was
Scary
it?
Monsters Night
Adventure
Sprites.
Club. Adventure Club's been around for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
That all
Yeah.
happened at once, like the Flux Pavilion, Bass
Yes.
Cannon.
Yes,
Yes.
that's another one.
Yeah.
Flux. Yep.
All of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good times.
But who
Good
else
times.
was there?
I got a lot of
Dubstep?
my dubstep also from Poriotics, who I've mentioned a couple of times. Was
The
like
dance.
that was kind of like what
Yes.
sparked my love for EDM and for dance, because I danced for like 12 years.
Oh hell yeah.
But it was because I saw Poriotics, and they would do a lot of their routines to
To
dubstep,
dubstep.
music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I got more into that as well.
Whoa, I miss Poriotics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, wait, that's
Yeah.
so true. I used to watch those dance shows growing
Like
up.
ABDC?
And yeah, and they used to dance to like dubstep.
Yeah.
Like
That was a huge.
Oh my
I think
God.
it's still a thing.
Well,
now.
yeah, Matt. So Arias, who is Matt, who is Dumbo, which is the leader of Poriotics.
Poriotics,
yeah.
They just did a show with Troy Boy
at Red Rocks.
and
Oh,
they
no
have that
way.
laser routine
Yeah.
where they do
Yeah.
the
oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. So they do the laser routine, and then
That
They're
was
so
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you dance?
I have been known to dance. Yes.
Oh no
Okay.
way!
Oh,
Like you
hold
can pop it,
on.
lock it.
I used to like 40 pounds ago.
show your age more, Bryn.
Listen, I'm from that timeline. Don't worry about that. I could shuffle. I could shuffle all right now, but that was about 40 pounds ago that I was doing that. And just we would go to clubs in Portland when we were growing up, and like a lot of my friends were dancers, but they were doing like Pop Locket. They were doing
I'm a popper.
They
so.
were. Oh, see, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the Dougie was huge at the time, and like all those things.
Screaming.
And, so I had friends who could do that, and like for the longest time I was like in the corner just with my drink, and I wasn't, but then they showed me how to do some things, and so it was fun. But like,
Were you one of those who like loved watching those shuffling videos on YouTube like back in the day?
kind of.
Going,
I
Like with the big pants.
with the huge
With the big
pants.
pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
But
those. Oh my god.
It was one of those things where I was really fascinated by it, but I was also like, I was like, I don't fit this like
aesthetic,
this energy. You know what I mean? I'm fairly plain with a lot of things. And, even like the outfit that I have on with my shows, like with the bomber jacket, stuff like that, that was like sitting there and being like, well, fucking how do I make this look cool? Because like if I don't think about it, I will be in like a t-shirt and shorts, and I'm perfectly happy with that. But like if you're trying to put on a show, you're trying to put on a little bit of aesthetic, like a big part of why the Jabberwockies are the Jabberwockies
Yes.
is the outfit.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
And when you're thinking about your professional career, you're like, all right, let's consider all the options here.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
the image does go a long way.
big time.
We got the beard. The beard kind of
The beard
speaks for
works.
itself.
I'm trying to carry
I was
my.
gonna say
I feel like that's
you're
really
carrying
all
it.
you need.
You are carrying it.
Yeah, I thought about doing like red flannel, like some like but we have
shit.
lumberjack.
I was
so,
gonna
like,
say
That's
red.
true.
I feel like red is like red and black are like your colors
Thank
for
you.
sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
As
Definitely
you're
a
wearing
lot of
red and black.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should. Yeah, you want me here?
You wanna
want this?
switch?
Yeah.
You know what your
Yeah.
outfit reminds me of? Michael Jackson Thriller.
Oh shit!
I'm crying.
Wait. Yeah, no, you kind of cook with that. It's a dance aesthetic too. You being a dancer, it's
Oh, thank you.
full circle moment right now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, we would love to hear some of your music. I
Yeah,
think
I wanna
the
pop it, lock
audience,
it.
anyone who's watching right now who hasn't heard your music before,
Why?
would probably love to.
Why
hear
No,
it.
the thing is
Yeah.
you have
You
heard.
just didn't know. Yeah,
No,
'cause-
we played some of his songs on the podcast.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
should know.
Yes.
And lots of big artists like Skrillex Skrillex and the
Shaq
Chainsmokers and
and-
Shaq.
yeah.
Yeah, they've all
Mhm.
played out
Yep.
his
Yeah.
music. So
If you send
He has
demos
it.
to other
Oh.
artists, make sure you label your name, because if you don't, when they put the little ID thing in the list, they don't know who
yeah.
the fuck you are.
Yeah.
So
Jan was actually the one who showed us your Feel Good Inc. remix.
Oh my
like
god,
last
that
year.
went crazy.
Really?
Or
Oh,
earlier,
yeah.
earlier this year, like way
Yeah.
earlier.
yeah, I
Crazy.
Yeah, I didn't like that when I made it.
Really?
Did the
Yeah.
social clip do well too?
Oh yeah, it did so
everyone
well.
It
went
went
crazy.
viral.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone loved
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah. I always know those clips do good because I'll get some random dude that's like "fuck you" and like it. Look,
Hey, yo.
there's something about the algorithm.
Okay.
Where when it reaches beyond its audience, you start to get those negative reactions.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
They're,
Yes.
they're just as good for circulating your information
Oh,
because
all of us
you know,
here have had experience with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Like
it
we
is
have
what it is.
a video go viral
Yeah.
and like
But I had to learn to like push
Shut it
past.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut it out.
Hey,
Yeah.
man.
Throw ass. Right. I think we could
Yeah.
do that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you want us to throw ass?
Yeah. Well, it's, yeah.
We all take turns.
So it just, I mean, there's no story to tell. It is just an instruction to
Throw ass.
do what you do. You know,
Slay.
there's a lot of jump up and down. There's a lot of head banging. There's you know,
Okay.
there are instructions, and this one is just like do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and
What's like the genre or like maybe not genre, but like what's the I guess more of the vibe aside from throwing your ass?
it's like some wook based stuff.
Okay.
right? It's
Ooh.
yeah. But it is meant to it's just meant to have that little flow that you can get to. You know, a lot of bass is very how do I put it? Like ethereal right now, or just very like it is meant.
I see,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's meant to be watched. Some
Yeah.
of it's meant to be danced to, and this is
The
meant to be
dance.
danced
Oh,
to.
okay. I might start.
Yeah.
So the
this,
song's called.
This is
Throw
my
Ass.
song called "Throw Ass."
Ooh.
Oh, Devin's already popping.
Me too.
Bryn's tutting gets me every time.
Oh, I love the panning.
Yeah, same.
I want you to throw ass, 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 throw, ass, 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 throw,
Oh, yep.
I love it.
Oh yeah, this is 100% a dancing song.
That is "Throw Ass."
Play the whole thing.
You want me to?
Yeah.
We're
I'm such a
vibing.
DJ. I'm like, next one.
They do always be doing that. Like after the first drop, it's like, all right, next song.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, time to transition.
Yeah, I could already see like a freestyle circle
Oh,
to
big
this
time.
song.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
I see a
That's the
circle
idea.
of people throwing ass.
Like you know the Red Bull competition. They have the Red Bull competition now for the freestylers.
Yeah.
Like world.
Oh, yeah.
I could see this being played at that.
That would be cool.
That would be sick.
Round two.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever that was. That was good. Ooh, this right here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's that wonky.
Yep.
That wonky.
All right, so where can I find that?
That's
SoundCloud?
on everything. I think we What the fuck?
All right, Spotify.
wasn't
It's on
even-
everything.
It's on. that was well timed. Yeah, it's on
Throw
everything. I mean, it
ass.
should be Apple Music, Spotify. It should be on YouTube. It should be on.
Yeah,
Go
plug
stream it.
that.
Go
That's
stream
your
it.
stream
Please.
I'm
that.
adding it
Album or
right
EP?
now.
Yeah, I have bills. So
Is
Yeah,
it an album or
please.
EP?
it is an album.
Album?
Yeah,
Cool.
I didn't want it to be an album. I was like, I'll just do an EP, and I was like, oh, there's 9 songs.
No,
You have to
9
call it
songs,
9.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what's the difference between an album and an EP?
EP is like extended play, and it's
Yeah.
like 4.
EP's
it's
like 4 to 5
4 to
songs.
5.
something
Yeah.
like that. And an album, there is a kind of arbitrary defining line. But,
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
So I mean, like, I've heard a couple of your songs now, and I feel like, what would you say is like your defining sound? If you were to say that you had like
To put
this
in a
is
genre.
Heritage's sound,
I don't fucking know.
Cause like,
and that's a totally valid answer, by the
Yeah.
way.
If you look at and this is something I don't like about my project is like when I think about what it sounds like, I can't tell you, but I hear Infect, I know Infect. I hear Flux, I hear Flux. I hear, but you hear Skrillex between 2011 and now, and like those albums have nothing to do with each other, right?
Yeah, they're
all
And so
different.
I feel like, and I'm not Skrillex, but like I don't have like a go-to thing. I have like a certain type of, I want that visceral reaction like I was
Right.
talking about, but I want it in whatever way that I can accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, which is totally fair. Like even describing Skrillex's new sound, like
You
know,
can't-
Quest for
yeah.
Fire and Don't Get Too Close are like so different from each
Yeah.
other. You know,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
can't even tell that that's Skrillex behind it.
And
So
I think that there's a lot of artists that like have their lane. I know who it is when I hear it. And I think that I don't quite have that, but it's not a weakness at the same time.
right. So then, who would you say then are your like inspirations?
Oh man, I mean it's everybody. I hear bangers from people with 400 followers, and I'm like, that does it for me, And I look up to like the people like if you ever talk to Kill the Noise, he's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
And he was
Legend.
doing drum and bass before dubstep was like bro step and even a concept like that.
Yeah.
And he has seen the world change more times than we all have, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's so introspective and like can analyze it. But like he's also so creative with the way that he does his projects. That's somebody that like over and over again I can look to for like inspiration and insight, and like I finally got to talk to him more.
Yeah.
We had it's a 3-hour bus ride to get to Base Canyon.
Oh,
up
okay.
north. So we're just sitting there shooting the shit, talking about the way things are now.
Yeah.
And it's people like that.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, where are you from
just work
again? By
here.
the
So
way.
I was actually born in Mississauga, Ontario. So I am Canadian.
Oh.
But I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and I got moved over like they're just like there's like birthright citizenships things. There's like the ability to move with your parents as an infant. So my dad got
Right.
the right to work, so I got the right to move over.
Oh, nice.
And I still have that green card. I'm working on getting my citizenship, but I just spent enough time like growing up with the freedom to decide like kind of where I want to end up, right? And
Yeah.
took the time to think about it before I just jumped the gun. And
Right.
But then you chose Austin, Texas. Why?
I love Austin, Texas. Well, the big thing is I got to move in. I lived with Crisley for like 6 or 7 years, like the Chain Hang Low, like
Yeah.
the OG,
Wow.
one of the best to
Whoa.
ever do it. He was like, yeah, just, like I got a house with like 4 rooms, like other producers were moving in and out anyway, and he was like, just move across this US if you want to. And at the time I had a girlfriend and I had a job that I was getting paid well, and there was like a progression there, and all within about a month that all just kind of stopped. And
Dang.
I was like, wow, I have nothing else to, I have my friends and family, like I'm fine, but I was like, all of my ambition, my world purpose has halted. And I put everything I could into a Ford Focus, and I drove halfway across the United States, moved into that house, didn't know what the hell I was doing. And,
Look at you now.
yeah,
That's
we're
great.
doing the thing.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast.
But wait, so when you drove into the house, it was just you. It was just you doing.
What do you mean?
You said you drove across the country into a house. Were you alone?
Oh, on the drive? No, my friend KK went with me, and we kind of just tag teamed the drive. She had a sister that lived out there. Just one of my oldest friends. I think I've known her since like 12 or 13, back when I was just a teenager, maybe like 15 or 16 or something. I can't remember, but we'd been friends forever. And she was like, yeah, I could do that drive with you. She helped kind of navigate it, stayed at the house, then visited family, and then went home. And that was a big help because that's I want to say it was about 31 hours of driving.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a lot of introspection. You know,
Yeah.
I don't need all of that at once.
You also
So,
had like a little support system too by like her
Yeah.
being there. So that's sick.
Yeah.
That you had that.
yeah, it was nice. It was definitely nice.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about your, like, you know, how you've been kind of blowing up in the scene lately. Like, what was, first off, what was like, I guess, the song that you think of that started that whole thing?
Oh man. I think what really began to put me on the map at all was the movement back in the day.
Yeah. That's the one Skrillex played out, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Red Rocks.
Oh, isn't that crazy? That Skrillex played your song.
Yeah,
Do you remember where you were? Did you remember how you
I don't
felt?
remember where I was. I just remember shitting my pants.
Write it down. Like you put it in the journal.
Yeah, there was I mean it was wild. And you know, you could hear the crowd freak out when it was just they're perfect videos. It was just so, you know, I watched them a million times. But yeah, that was probably the first one, and things were starting to pick up, and then like COVID happened, and it was like I think I had a Lost Lands offer on the year that it got canceled, and then, you know, everything just kind of stopped, and it was like, okay, well now you're pivoting again, and that sucked, but like, you know, we're here now, so
Yeah. Were there any like ones after that kind of also pushed it a lot for you?
Yeah, I mean, like Cheat Code with Black Tiger Sex Machine was a big, that was just crazy, you know what I mean? And that was a good one. The Shaq collaboration was a big deal. That's in Fortnite.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
It's in Fortnite.
That's in Fortnite?
Wait, do you make money off of that one?
I did.
But if it's in Fortnite, it's being like played.
Oh no, it's not like that. Yeah, because it's not like a streaming platform. There's like a publishing deal that goes in, and it's like
It's
a
flat rate?
pretty much.
That's so cool that you're.
But yeah, how did the Shaq thing happen?
So he's got a team. Like the dude's not just at home Googling like rhythm champions. He's like, you know, the dude's busy. So he has people that are like around him that is like showing him the world that we live in. And that guy loves my project and was like, check this out. And we sent an idea. I was like, here's just a bunch of folders of stuff. And I actually was writing that song in San Diego, like in my boss's house at the time.
Yeah.
And was like playing it in his truck, sounded like shit, but everyone was like, this is cool. And I wrote it on a Microsoft Surface Pro 6, like the tablet.
Oh my
That's
God.
And I was like on
crazy.
Ableton, like trying to
No way.
And that was like the initial. I took it to a studio after that.
Yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
like, you know, oh my God. But we sent him that and he was like, I want that song. I have like a 60-second clip somewhere of him just like ad-libbing stuff to put into the song. And so I just started.
that.
I was like, I just got a Shaq voicemail. So that's cool.
we do know that he does do that. When we had Nitty on also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember Ricky was telling us that there's a song he still hasn't released with him.
Yeah.
And he just sent him the song and was like, hey, can you send me a vocal to this?
Right.
And within seconds, just
Yeah.
song him
He's
back.
like audio message it.
Yeah, exactly. It's so funny.
He's a, I believe, platinum hip hop producer. Like he's not like
He's been doing this for a long time.
He's a businessman.
He's
Yeah.
a genuine
Team.
artist and DJ. He is a businessman, absolutely. But like he has all the accolades of like because I don't know, you know, back when it was starting, as people were like, oh, he's just doing this because he's bored, and I was like, yeah, but like
He's been
a
DJing
musician.
Yeah. I think
You
he's been
know?
doing that since like the
The
80s.
Yeah, back when you actually had the DJ
the
prop,
turn.
like
The turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything's all digitally synced for us now.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't there
Yeah.
a thing with the Lakers where they said that he like would do that on the side? I saw something somewhere where they're like he used to DJ like all of their things. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it was, but
He's so cool.
He'd go and spin and
Yeah.
be the entertainer.
yep.
Yeah, you could tell he genuinely loves like music and just like performing or just like he loves the energy and he
Oh,
has
yeah.
the energy. It's like built inside of him. He needs to release somewhere,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
like why he does all this shit.
Yeah, he I think he described it as like Game 6 energy, and it was
Yeah,
way.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I think that's I think it's a beautiful reason to be involved in it, and I think he's done fantastic things for the scene as a result. I mean, he's helped me a shitload.
Yeah,
obviously.
that song went viral.
It went crazy.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, but other than that, like I think 40 Cal was another one that took off with Rico Act. That one like did okay out of the gate, and then the TikTok was like, "This is our anime song," and
Leave it to the anime
Yeah,
community.
So TikTok blew that shit up.
TikTok blew that
Let's
shit
go.
up. So this kid, and I forgive me, I can't remember his name, but he did a hand drawn like Naruto sketchbook where it was like a flip book type
flip,
of thing,
yeah.
and he did video editing where, and this was the whole trend was. To the pattern of the bass, people were editing their songs, and so, or they were editing their videos, and people were doing those AMVs, like just editing their favorite anime clips, and it was all to that. And then the car community did it because there was like cars drifting, and I saw this one where like, because you know the part where the bass is like, that shit. So when that happens, they would flip through like 32 different cars doing the same drift, but it was like the perfect, and I was like, that was, and then some like Call of Duty people did it, and that looked kind of funny, but because it was like, it was scrolling through all their skins on the same gun, and I was like, all right, man. But, it just, I had Russian wives breaking up with their husbands to that song.
Oh my God, slay. You know what? I love that for you. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being like, that's my music.
That's my song. I love that for them. Fuck those guys.
That's the power of TikTok, because like when something blows up, you start to get into these niches that get a lot of views, like the car community, anime,
huge.
like crazy.
It's crazy how just like a community could like grab your song and then like immediately that just like
big time.
it pushes you beyond the threshold.
Yeah, and it's all organic. Like it either happens or it doesn't.
Yeah.
Like I when you're writing stuff, you're not thinking about that. And it's I don't know. There's so many things that you listen to on TikTok, and if you take a second to think about it, you're like, where the fuck did all of this come from?
How the fuck did it come from?
Why is this? And there's plant stuff. Like you can put $1,000 behind a clip if you want and blow it up, but like that doesn't mean people are going to listen to it again. It's like, why is this stuff the stuff that is circulating? And like, is it like ocean currents where like once it catches on, it's just going to go? And
it's all a gamble.
It is.
Well,
it is a gamble.
Well, like
absolutely.
what we were talking about earlier about like the formula, sometimes, and this is like where someone's maybe is not as authentic, where they'll see a formula that works. Okay, something that sounds like this is going to go viral in this community, and then they'll replicate it.
Big time.
And then they'll just make different versions of it. And next thing you know, they're just like repeating this pattern of virality.
If you're chasing that someone else's idea that worked already, you're in second place, and it's tough, but you have to, the algorithm works the way it does, right? You have to pay attention to you don't have to do fucking anything, but like if you want to get videos to pick up, there is a reason why like psychologically things work or don't work, and you have to tap into that a little bit if you want some of those songs to pop off. It's remix culture just reinvented, right? I mean, the reason we were doing remixes the whole time was like, this song's popular, and so here's an opportunity to get 1 million people to hear something from me that like I can't do this on my own. And now it's like this remixing this like bird video or something, or like there's different ways to do that, but like if you have a good video quality, that can help people see your music now. And it's like, why the fuck is that important? And it's like the world we live in right now, like the way these things work is so bizarre, and I love the opportunity to organically design and present my project in a way that like I can be homegrown and I can keep all of my money and not I'm not getting stuck in a 360 deal or something. But like at the same time, it's like, man, the stuff that like what is the algorithm and like what the trade between Instagram rewarding you for your time and video, like what goes into that transaction's pretty shitty, and it kills creativity, because like I have to now design things where it's like, here's what you want in 3 seconds, and if I don't get you, you're gone, and that video's stuck at 200 plays. And that's annoying. That's super annoying.
Have you ever hired like a
social media manager?
manager?
We have a team. We have a team we work with right now called Pizza Cake, and we store. I am ready for lunch too. I don't know. We storyboard ideas, and I'm an editor myself. Like I
sick.
all of my visuals are mine. Like
Get out of here.
What
So
do you
you do 3D.
Blender 3D.
Blender.
Let's go.
I pay people to do the model, like the character models, because like
That's time consuming. Oh my god! I've been
and you
learning
gotta
that
actually
crap.
be good. Like I don't know how to sculpt a face. I can barely draw a fucking circle. Yeah, so I hire out for those, but then I learned how to like light and design scenes. I can do some basic animations, but even those are like templates, and you're just using as many crutches as you can, paying for the stuff that you need, and doing the rest. But like, I do those. And you know, if another VJ's mixing his stuff in, then I don't want to take credit for that. But like, I have my own visual package that I built.
Cool.
For that. But like, I know how to Photoshop. I know how to edit. Like I had that Austin Tunnel show. I did that flyer, you know, and like I try to like, because I can't tell people what I want because I don't know what I want. So like I make it and then I'm like, just do this 1,000 more times.
Yeah.
You know?
You have a vision. And only you can.
So we all like kind of work, and you know, we design concepts, we design like video ideas. We're like constantly working, and they're doing so much for me to like make my project presentable and then like very proper and interesting in ways that like, you know, I really just don't have, you know, I know how to do what I know how to do, but like it's not enough by myself to like just create a social media platform or create like a brand, you know, that I know how to use Ableton the most. And
you want to stick to what you're most good at, and then, you know, you learn things along the way, but then hiring people to do the things that take too much time is so beneficial because you got to focus on your craft, which is the music. Yeah,
it's a big, you know, and if you want to do something for a job, at some point you're going to be doing something you don't want to do in order to make it happen. You know, taking something serious is always going to be serious. So there's going to be points where you don't have a budget to do those types of things, but they still need to happen. You know, I did that for a couple years, and you know, so there is always that. It's the secret is not just hire people. Sometimes
not everyone has the money, but you have to build, you know, a foundation to where you're able to get these revenue sources to then hire someone.
But not only that, it's like people don't see your vision. So I love how you do it yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, well, you know, a lot of that just comes from necessity. I don't know what I want, and you can't just tell someone to design this. It has to be yours, you know, and it can be as simple or as crazy as you want it to be, but you know, it's got to come from something.
100%. Switching gears a little bit. So would you say that some of the music that you do make is like a little trappy,
like a hybrid type trap?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So we had a little bit of a question. I'm sure actually I feel like Jan should be asking this question since she's the go-to trap queen.
Yeah. So I'll take that.
Ask the question that we know you're always
You've been
wondering.
Dying to know.
I mean, I am dying to know. I feel like as far as festival kind of like patterns nowadays, I feel like trap is kind of like a dying festival genre.
Oh no.
I wouldn't say it's like a dying genre, but like the amount of like trap artists that are on festivals now, I feel like they're kind of getting pushed out by drum and bass a little bit. Do you think trap might be like making a comeback?
Is trap coming back?
Is trap 2025?
I mean,
like,
how's ISOXO's career doing?
I mean, he's doing great.
But notice how there's only like a few trap artists that are making it right now.
It's tough because I don't think that that's a big question. I wouldn't say that it is necessarily getting pushed out by DMB. I think DMB is going up and trap is kind of sitting about in the pocket that it's at in terms of like not quality, not anything like that, just viewer attention, right?
Yes.
You know, there is a little bit of a pocket there. And they had these crazy booms, you know, years ago now.
The height was like 2016.
Something like
trap.
that. Yeah.
I remember.
And I think that there is, you know, everything's on cycles, right? So I don't know what is going to be on the up or down next year. But I know that if we're considering the talent pool as like the opportunity for that to change, like they're going to be just fine. You know, like you've got your like Frost Tops and Remke, like the Sable Valley stuff is phenomenal. A lot of those folks all live out on California, right? Like
they're in Long Beach. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Perfect. I love Long Beach. I miss, what was that festival that they just did, the bass festival?
Apocalypse.
The Queen Mary.
That shit's so sick.
It's coming up, actually.
Oh, it's coming up.
I was like, wait, oh
I
my
played
God,
last
you
year.
scared me.
You
I was
missed
like,
it.
did I miss it?
I'm
you
sorry.
played last year?
I played last year. I
Oh, no way.
I love that fucking festival. It's fun.
Yeah.
I did an after.
I think it's coming up in like 2 weeks.
I love anything at the Queen Mary,
Yeah.
honestly. No,
It was
Dream
cool.
State's in 2 weeks. Apocalypse is the week after.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's hard to say, and like people's interests are people's interests, right? But like kind of like we were talking about with the social media platforms, like you have an opportunity to define a trend that catches on and push that into an audience. And there is a trick to getting that stuff to all work. It's a lot of pieces moving and working together to get that to happen. But I think with trap, it is not that it is a dying breed that we will be talking about in past, but it will be something that like it's back, you know, and it's happened before.
I feel like
know?
it's coming. I feel it in my soul
Yeah.
that it's coming back.
You're the
Yeah.
weatherman.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Like we don't know what's going on. Like there was the conversation about drum and bass coming back for how many years
Forever.
before?
We've actually been
For
talking
so
about it
many
like, on
years.
the podcast.
Oh my God.
On the podcast since we started back in 2022, Devin has been dying for drum and bass to
Yeah,
come back.
I had a whole conversation with Virtual Riot about how like we were just laughing over it because I was like, dude, I really think it's coming back this.
Yeah.
And he just started laughing and he's just like, dude, he's like, as someone in the industry, like working with all the artists, the amount of times I've heard that
Yeah.
and then it never happens is crazy. But then it did happen.
It
So
did.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
only a matter of
Eventually,
time.
yeah.
Like in the UK, like that is, you know, like the root of their
yeah.
music. UK
Yeah.
garage, drum and bass. Like it was only a matter of time that these artists, like Subfocus,
Yeah.
Wilkinson, or anyone else, was gonna come back and like bridge the barrier
Right.
again.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
I have enjoyed it quite a bit. I mean, when you're thinking about your drum and bass tastes, like, are you if you had artists? that you
Well,
wanted-
I'm
Quality.
all over the place because drum and bass is one of the first genres I started listening to when I got into
Really?
EDM. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
So I've known Netsky. I've been listening to Netsky forever. Like Lotus Symphony, which is a super deep cut. That was one of the first drum and bass songs I heard.
Fire.
I used to listen to like what is it? Aphex. No, not Aphex
Aphex Twin?
Aphex Twin I did listen to,
Yeah.
but there was another one that I listened to that was also similarly named, like low key drum and bass artist. I'm trying to think of like the bigger drum and bass artist. Wilkinson I also used to listen to back in the day as well.
I still
I
listen to
mentioned
Wilkinson.
Stan SB, who is now Fox Stevenson, who is one of my favorite drum and bass
Icon.
artists ever.
Unreal.
Yeah, but back then he was Stan SB.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
Ramses B.
Oh yes,
Faint.
Ramses B. Oh my God, I did not realize that he also makes like some like soft liquid drum and bass.
Go
That's like
back.
very therapeutic. No, I went all the way back.
Oh,
I went
okay.
all the way fucking
Nice,
back. And like
nice.
that is the best music to like work to sometimes.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're
Yeah.
making music, you can't really
He
listen
was-
to music, but.
He was doing dubstep, if I remember.
Yeah, I
correctly.
remember
that.
And then there's also like drift funk in his
Yeah,
music,
yeah.
and
I-
there's so much different styles.
A couple more takes. Woody. Does anyone you listen to Woody?
Yes.
I'm gonna out myself as someone who doesn't know anybody.
Okay, on the bonus,
Yeah.
we have our bonus segment after
Yeah.
this. I will play a Woody song.
Okay.
I will play one of my favorite Woody songs.
Perfect.
But that was another one, and then Submatic. There's a ton. There's so many.
Yeah.
But that was because it was really popular over in the UK.
Yeah.
And so it just took. I think it took a while to catch up here because people didn't really know how to dance to it. It was really fast, and a lot of the drum and bass. I feel like that was happening in early days where it was a little less like dancey
In your
and
face.
more
It was
just
too raw, and I feel
Yeah.
like people here we get excited over things that are fast. So that's why like Four to the Floor, when like a dance floor drum and
Yeah.
bass,
Yeah,
people
that's-
fell in love with
yes.
Four to the Floor. That's why like
Yeah.
a lot of Dimension
Yeah.
songs got popular. DJ
yeah.
Turn It Up, like people love that song,
Yeah.
and then you know they start to get used to the sound of like drum and bass, and then they start to dive into the actual
Yeah.
genre, and then they start to like listen to songs that are like more raw and more like gritty, like the
Yeah.
root
Yeah.
of it.
But
Well,
that's why I feel like trap is coming back because with you,
Yeah.
ISO, Frost Top, who else is there? Jewels, like
Oh my God. Yeah, that's my fault for not even bringing him up. I mean, dude, like
he's unreal.
unreal. I was
Yeah.
seeing those like Seattle because I just did my bridge show last night, and he has a show that he did in Seattle that was like
wait, I
Yeah.
saw
those
that.
clips are crazy. I was like,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
that was
He's so
inspiring.
dope.
He's phenomenal. He's nice. He's a very nice guy too. I've run
Love
into him a
you,
couple times
Julian.
now with shows. Huge fan. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that like and not to overgeneralize, but when I look at the trends that pick up in the United States and contrast them to like UK roots that they have a lot of the time, it's that tension and release and that energy and that thing that we're looking for. And it's the same shape, it's the same format of a song, but it is giving us that thing that we need. That's like just that, you know, oh my God. And like the headaches type of stuff.
Yes.
And not as much the interest. Those things are all phenomenal and they have their place. But when I'm thinking like shows and the festival circuits over here, it's like there's a big particular flavor.
Yeah, because Headaches actually merges dubstep in his sets. So whenever he plays in the States, if you look at his ultra set or even the set that he played at Hard Summer, he puts in drum and bass songs, and like that's kind of how you get the crowd of an American audience. It's like you have to know what they like, and they like some dubstep, so he mixes dubstep with his jump up.
Yeah,
and then
it's a fun. I mean, it is. I think a lot of the times the most impactful dubstep is completely outside of a dubstep set. Like when he does that, or like, you know, John Summit throws it in the middle of one of his sets.
I think when I saw Martin Garrix at EDC in 2019, he threw a dubstep song, and I was like,
you're like,
what
wait
is
a minute.
going on? It was sick.
Turn the whole thing on its head for a second, and you'll elicit that response. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it. You know, I don't do the same thing for an hour. I don't tell anybody how to enjoy it because, you know, at the end of the day, I'm 32 and I listen to this stuff nonstop. So the thing that gets me excited is going to be different than anybody else.
Yeah.
And don't let me define how you should enjoy your music. But I like variety. And if you listen to my sets, 6 or 7 genres in there, and I try to write as much of it myself as I can to create like this story that goes more than just one particular song. My songs are like chapters in it as opposed to a whole, like they're very simple. They're very simple songs, and I can't, I don't know if it's an ability or disability to put these things together the way that other artists do, but I try to think of it as a strength, not a weakness in terms of like the design. And are there trap artists that we're forgetting?
Wait, what genres are in your set? Like, how do you structure your set?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
Right now, opens drum and bass.
Okay, let's
opens
go.
drum and bass for
Fire.
like 10, 15 minutes. And then I do the kind of a janky transition into house music. I like.
Oh, you've been throwing house. Okay.
Yeah, of course. Well, if you listen to the Negatives album, it's actually one of the best representations of the shape of my set, and it's kind of the framework for that.
Okay.
If you go and listen to that, it's more or less. Now, one thing I wish I did was have a little bit more like heavier dubstep, and I'm sure that like a lot of my longtime fans are like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I needed more of that in there to kind of really draw on the idea. But I think it's a very close representation. You know, and it's I try to I want these things in the set. In terms of style, and so I try to do them my way and create like a cohesive thing. And you know, it's a good 75-90 minute set. But I think if you want to really understand where it's at right now, that would be the way to check it out, is the Negatives album.
Go check it out.
Please.
Go stream
Stream
it. It's
Negatives.
out.
Go stream it.
But yeah, we got some fan
Yeah,
questions.
let's get into that.
Let's do it.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
To answer your question though, while they pull up the fan questions,
Please, yeah.
I think, I mean, they're like the trio right now. It's like Frost Up, Remke, Alico, which are, I'm so biased because those are all like my best friends.
Sure.
But I think Alico is more, he's kind of going the like melodic trap way, which I think definitely makes him stand out from Frost Up and Remke.
Yeah.
John's.
Oh yeah.
John's. Obviously Jewels. Let's see who else.
You know what I realized? Because since we were talking about like DMB and trap, is like Tyler Nightmare, like has pushed both of those genres like in his music recently.
Yeah, he has a collab.
Like I know he did with the Dimension and who else? Who was on that track too?
So Focus.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then he did the collab with Jewels when he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
so it's so
Thrilla?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
Thriller.
Yeah, well, that supports the wave, you know, drum and bass, where these artists who are big here in the States, and a lot of these guys are honestly from Canada too, but they collab with artists who are from the UK who have mastered their craft, and they come together and they create this beautiful quality sound of drum and bass.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and like it literally helps, you know, people into the genre.
By the way, Headaches and Boo back to back at Apocalypse Day 2.
Yeah. Oh,
Shut
yeah.
up.
Don't know if you saw
I will
that.
be there
No.
early.
Okay.
Yep.
Wearing comfy outfit that day.
Headache
So I can-
sets
I will
are
be.
so much
I will
fun.
be there.
Yeah.
I
Headaches and boo
I
though.
accidentally went to a set at EDC this past EDC, but
Accidentally.
no, seriously, I did. It was an accident, but I stayed the whole time because I was having
Boo?
so much fun.
Boo and
Yeah.
Wilkinson.
No headaches.
Oh, headaches. Okay.
Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, he has a song with Tiesto. Tiesto, fucking collab with him. Oh my god, Tiesto's awesome. I love Tiesto because he collabs with like artists that don't really have that much recognition, and he sees the talent like Skrillex. It's like these big guys like they bring other artists in, and it's so beautiful because these artists like they're so talented, they just don't have an audience, and then they get an audience.
Looking out for the little guy.
Oh, it's huge.
All right, so Liam R. Turner asks a very important question. Chocolate
super
or
important.
fruit dessert?
Oh man, I think it depends on what dinner was because look, like chocolate goes crazy, but if I'm we do this thing where there's 6 of us at the table. We just did this the other day. What was that, John and Vinny's, I think? Yeah, John and Vinny's. We got like 5 different pastas, a pizza, the chicken wings, and we all just try everything.
That's like the Cheesecake Factory method, You
Yes.
go to Cheesecake
Yeah.
Factory, you just
Oh,
get a bunch of things.
Yeah, I fucking hate the Cheesecake Factory too.
You
hate
you don't like the bread?
Look,
The bread is good.
It shows up
butter.
on a truck. Fuck them. It comes in a bag of soup.
No, you know what? You're so right.
So, and I don't mean to. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's everybody's favorite place.
No.
I just-
Maybe when I was
and
in high
why
school.
why does their menu need to be that big?
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
It's
Yeah.
arrogance. It is a
Yeah.
testament
There's-
to man
yeah.
defying God, and they need to get right.
Okay, but
Anyway.
the architecture is really sick. Like,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes,
No, it's not. It takes away from the experience.
Yeah.
Why do I
the
need to be looking
architecture.
at this when I'm eating?
Also,
The
why is it
architecture
so
so
it's
dark.
appreciating art and
Yeah.
it's appreciating.
I just don't like that the
olden times.
cheesecakes are like 1,500 calories per like slice.
You should have them do a
crazy.
protein cheesecake.
No, you know what? Get Japanese cheesecake. It's light and fluffy. It's
Yeah.
got just an air of that taste.
Yeah.
No calories. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like an afterthought.
How about
Okay,
fruit tart?
so
What is this?
chocolate
Do you
or
like
fruit? Chocolate or
You're like,
fruit?
well,
Sorry, you pissed me off with the food questions. No, you got this is right to my heart, dude. This is all I do. It is a fruit dessert. Like if we're having a bunch of pastas, it's a heavy dinner. Fruit dessert
Right, 'cause
for
it's light.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. But you're like,
okay.
I got room for dessert, dude. Chocolate. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of chocolate? Chocolate like what? Like a brownie cake or
Lava
And
cake.
whatever they're doing. You know
Whatever
what I
they're
mean?
doing.
Wherever I'm
Okay.
at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fondue.
Nice.
Fondue. Yeah, even that. Yeah. Why not?
Chocolate
With the
and fruit.
You know what?
Fruit
big,
chocolate, dude.
Big brain
Yeah.
things.
Have you tried a fruit tart from Irwan before? They're the best fruit tarts that ever
screaming.
exist.
No.
Fruit tart.
Is that here?
Yes.
There,
You should
we're in
go.
LA. Go.
Just go to Irwan and get a fruit
It's,
tart.
it's bougie grocery
It is
shop.
the,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
like-
the
yeah.
best fruit tart you
Give
will ever
me-
experience.
Give me, send me the link after this.
Okay.
I'll get it.
I got a question from Celeste Antonia. Shout out to Celeste.
Love you, Celeste.
Favorite person you've back to backed with, and who do you want to do it back to back with?
Oh man. I haven't had I've had so many like great back-to-backs. I worked with my friend Grin Adam back in Austin. He's like a local DJ, but I did like a birthday. It was like someone else's birthday, and so they had us both like perform. This was like 2019 or something like that. It was like very before I was still working on the side, and that was like such a fun experience. He's a very talented and capable, like very talented DJ, and so it was very fun to work with him on that. I went back to back with Swarm during the Black Tiger tour like 6 or 7 times. Completely different styles.
Somehow made it work.
Some made it work phenomenally.
Wow.
Well, I think I love it. I love the challenge, and 2 just B not 2 working with people with like his character the most, and then we more recently was the Drink Your Water, like the beard water sets. If you missed
Beard
those,
water?
that you missed out. Oh, shit,
Yo.
it's cool.
Oh.
I mean, Kevin's a homie. Kevin's incredibly talented. We created what was one of the most fun sets that you can put together. It's very like up and energetic, and it was great, and it only got better the more we did it. It's another fantastic person to work with. Most recently, and I'm sorry if I did forget another B2B in there, but Space Wizard. We just did the
Ooh.
Armory, Wobbleween.
Waboween.
Packed it out. We built that intro from the ground up, like did the visual design for it.
Nice.
We
That's
wrote
so
the
dope.
song underneath it, and then just went back and forward. And that was the most meticulous I've been on a design, was getting that together. And that, incredible and amazing guy at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Who would you want to back to back next with?
Oh my goodness. Everybody.
Everybody.
Fair.
Who do you feel like will
fair.
merge well with like your sets?
Oh, that's a good question. Because there's all that politics with those people and their positions on the lists and stuff. And
Well,
you just
fuck the politics.
Putting all that
Yeah,
aside,
yeah.
I think like a Kaiwachi back to back would go crazy. I think a Skrillex back to back would go. Oh, you know what? I did go back to back with Space Laces for about 30 minutes.
Oh, nice.
On
He's awesome.
my favorite producer on the fucking planet.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I was drunk in Orlando after the Shack show. I was doing an after party, and it's like I'm next to like a skee ball machine. It's like a weird setup, right? But he comes into the room, and I wave at him, and he waves at me, and then I go, "Come here," and he starts coming up, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" and we just he was playing some like more like the Hive Mind stuff, which I have like maybe 6 songs that work, and it just that was cool. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, I had one quick suggestion for a back to back.
please.
You should do a back to back with Boogie T, and it'll be the Beard back to back.
I was thinking of that. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
screaming.
Why the fuck don't I come up with those? Yeah. No, that's brilliant. I think, he, I love running into him every time that I do at these shows. So I think it would just be like a great
It
experience.
just makes sense.
Yeah,
It makes
just
sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's how we pick.
Just like the beard guys.
We look similar. We should collab.
Yeah.
That's marketing.
You have this. I have this. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, anybody with beards, hit me up.
We'll work. We'll work.
Okay, next question. Sam I am 0159 says, where do you find your inspo for a new song?
Oh man, it is often from other music. I know like some people see an amazing view or they deal with like a loss or something, and they're like articulating their feeling in that, and I'm like, fuck, that was cool. What if it did this? And then and I go, but I just I think about like an emotion, like a raw feeling in what I want to put out there, and I try to synthesize that in a literal sense, the best that I can over and over again. But it's very that like it's fun and it's energetic and maybe a little bit dangerous sounding, like Tarantino movies or like Goodfellas or something like,
I like that
where
comparison.
It's like fun and friendly and like kind of funny at times, but then other times you're like, dude, what the fuck is happening?
Okay,
And
okay, I like that.
I want my sets to feel like that in a way that's not I don't know. Just as palatable as that will be allowed to be, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
makes sense. Jen, did you have?
Yeah. I have one from Logo Board Shred 20, and we kind of touched on this a little bit, or maybe it's not from. Okay, so hold on, my ADHD is crazy. Question is, fave early 2000s EDM artist.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
I wasn't really listening to this in the 2000s.
Right.
But like,
Or maybe
As
any
far
artist?
back as you can
So
remember.
think of like the song like "Come and then Mr. Vane," like old Euro disco, because that's 2000.
what is it? When did LMFAO be a thing? When was
That was like
Crazy.
2010.
It was
That was
like
like
2010.
2010.
I was just
Shit.
watching Quest Crew talking, or Ryan and May from Quest Crew talking about touring with LMFAO back in
I
the
bet
day.
that was cool.
Right after Party Rock Anthem came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to like Eurodance? Because I feel like a lot of that music was 2000s.
Not like, I had friends who were super into that stuff, and it would be like background music when we were hanging out, but I was
Oh.
never
No
like,
Cascada?
what is this? Yeah, and it really like dubstep was the introduction for electronic stuff for me in a big way. So
What were you listening to in the 2000s?
oh man, like System of a Down,
Yeah, all the rock stuff.
Yeah.
rock
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, my parents would put me to bed with like CDs of music going, and I had a Mozart one, and I had ZZ
Oh, I love
Top,
that.
and that was all I needed to go to bed as
Yeah.
a kid. And
For a second, I thought you were going to say they would put you to bed with a System of a Down.
Can you imagine? Oh my god, you crazy! You
Scarred for
Maybe you'll
life.
put your kids down to System with the
They're
Devil.
like, you need to learn how to go to
Yeah.
bed to this.
Oh my gosh.
Strung the fuck
I
out.
just saw Fit for an Autopsy.
Whoa.
Yeah. I went with the guy that I'm seeing, and dude, that was
Phenomenal,
the
right?
first ever experience, and I didn't know what to do with myself.
You either love it or you hate it, right? There's no middle ground when it
Right.
comes to that side of metal. And I'm not super up to date nowadays with that type of with that side of music, but like I did go and see Oceano more recent. I actually met the singer. We were playing a show in Grand Rapids, and there's a venue that has like 3 or 4 rooms, and it was like a country show, a metal show, and a dubstep show.
Yeah.
on the
Wait,
same
that's
night.
so cool.
Wow.
And he I believe he's worked with like Keizo and I think AT-Aliens on a track or two. Like he's been very involved. His name's Adam, and he came and saw the show and then hit me up, and I like recognized him from his stuff that he was doing online, and I was like, holy shit, like that's
Yeah.
cool. So we went and saw him, and then there was a couple bands, this super small venue, and actually no, it wasn't super small, it was just like a weird shape venue in Austin. But like I think there was a group called Spire that was there too. So if you see Spire on if you guys are going to like
Interesting.
Warped Tours and stuff like that,
Okay.
you see them.
Yeah.
That's a cool one too.
Make a mental note.
Yeah, but not really early 2000s electronic stuff for me. Maybe some ironic like bass. Was it Bass Hunter?
Oh, yeah,
oh
yeah.
yes. Like,
Wow,
like
that's a deep cut.
European hardstyle
Yeah.
or not hardstyle. What would it be? Bass Hunter is kind of hardstyle.
Trance?
Oh no.
I don't know.
I do know Bass Hunter though was definitely an older artist that was
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
All right. Well, our episode is about to conclude, or actually we're over time, but we would love to hear one more track
Yeah.
from
sure.
you before we end.
Maybe like,
So what's the story with this one?
Yes. What is the song?
it's a remix.
Remix.
Let's go.
Unironically.
Put that. You edit that a lot in post.
Yeah.
Too. Remix.
Have fun, Robert. It's our editor.
Remix. Disturbia. Here we
Robert
go.
loves me.
Okay. Start to finish. I won't pause it this time. I promise.
Wait,
Cool.
it's Disturb remix
Disturbia by Rihanna.
by Rihanna.
By Rihanna.
Ooh.
yes.
No, like
Oh.
literally
Yeah.
remix.
This is
Yeah.
is what he
remix.
said.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
live?
Sorry, I
Like,
thought that was clever.
no, it was clever.
My fault.
Did you release this already?
No, this will. I don't know. I don't have a plan for it, but I put a video up on TikTok of it, like kind of an early
Yeah.
rendition. It was like a Halloween-ish thing because it's
Yeah.
kind of a Halloween
Oh,
song.
let's go.
And people were like, "Hell yeah!" So yeah, I think if people like it, I'll put it out.
Exclusive.
Yes,
Blow it up.
Here first.
Okay.
All right, let's hear
Here
it.
we go. It's a WAF. There it goes.
What's wrong with me?
What's wrong with me? God.
Why do I feel like this? I'm going crazy now. No more gas in the red. Can't even get started. Nothing
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I'm alive, I'm my head. Don't wanna think about it. It feels like I'm going insane, yeah. It's the thief in the night.
Hold on.
I like it.
You
need to release this. What the hell?
I appreciate it. It's different now.
Yeah. No, that works. That works really well.
Thank you.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
I love the way you work the bomb.
Appreciate it.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's sick.
Thank you so much.
This beat is is really.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think this is my
is-
favorite part so far of the
This
song.
is mostly it's like the original behind it, and then I just put some drums over
Yeah.
it. It's very,
It fills the space really nice.
Thank you. I try to keep the emphasis, the energy, and then give it a new thing, you know?
As you should.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
I want to know every lyric.
It's so good.
One more.
I like that.
Bum bum bidum bum.
Sick.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay, so everybody go onto his TikTok and
tell him
spam
he
the
needs to
comments
release,
and
release,
tell him that he
release.
needs to release
Make
out.
a dance to that song.
Let me know.
make a
Yeah.
dance.
Make Edit's car if you have a car.
Call
Needs
of
to
Duty,
Ultima.
Naruto, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to break up with your husband, please use that song. Anything else?
Hashtag
Anything
leave your
else?
husband.
Hashtag leave your husband.
Yeah, clean your house to it. I don't fucking know.
Can I ask? Have you thought about having like someone like sing the song like?
Oh,
Like,
interpolation?
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't think about it for that song, but now I am. Yeah, because
Fuck it.
yeah,
So you could get money out of it.
So let's do that. Let's write that down. Good
Dude,
idea.
that
So
was
sometimes it changes the direction, you know, because if you have someone like sing it, they have a different tone of voice, and then
Yes.
you know you might get a new idea.
Like the Gorillas never would have worked having someone else do it, you know.
Yeah.
So you got to be
True.
very picky about
Yeah.
what you
True.
choose to interpolate.
Yeah.
You know, but there are incredible talents that I think would be a blessing to have. You know,
Totally.
bring
Nice,
that in.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that was really
Wow.
solid.
that was solid.
Yeah,
That was
thank
good
you.
to end
Yeah.
this.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
High energy. I loved it.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Thank you all.
Well, that's been the episode. Thank you again for being here. Do you want to let everyone else know?
Oh, yeah, what's
Plug
coming
yourself.
up?
What shows you
Plug,
have
plug.
immediately coming up? This is going to air November 20th. So
Google Sheet. I don't remember anything
Yeah.
on the spot.
while you're pulling
am
that,
I?
while you're pulling that up, I'll do a quick Patreon plug.
Yes.
So yeah, if you didn't already know, by the way, we do have a Patreon. If you want to go and support the episodes, we also do priority Q&A over there. We do bonus segments. We're actually going to shoot a bonus segment right after this with Aaron over here. So if you want to go and check that out, we listen to a lot of music over there. We talk a lot of shit.
You're not
We do.
I do
So-
have more stories to tell.
Yeah, Jan gives her entire personal life over there.
If you want to know Jan's full love story, then maybe you should check out the Patreon.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he knows we call him Band Boy, you guys.
we talk about all our
my
heartbreak
God.
over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
We
it's-
cry sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
oh yeah,
come
I've
on.
I've cried my eyes out in an episode
Patreon and
before,
us are
so-
like this.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
Patreon is where you want to be.
I want to
Definitely-
throw some tea today.
Definitely go and check that out. We'll have all of our patrons' names on screen
Yeah.
here. But so
if you-
go ahead and let everyone know what you
If you
got.
want some real emotional shit.
Yeah.
So I have let me start. I should have filtered these out. Dark Star in Tempe, Arizona, November 16th. I've got November
Oh, that's coming
30th
up.
in Brooklyn, New York.
Ooh.
Yeah, December 5th in Grand Rapids. I believe that's a Sylvan King support.
Ooh.
We have Montreal, Quebec, and December 7th. December 13th, Austin, you know where I live. December 20th in Dallas. That's at Deep Ellum. We have New Year's in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's with Space Laces.
Ooh.
Nice.
And then this is announced, right? San Francisco, California, February 8th, we're supporting Liquid Stranger.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Does anybody want a road trip with me?
Yeah. Come up, come hang out. It would be phenomenal.
Wow, you're ending the year right.
It's going great.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
dope.
everything show related. We have a Laylo that'll notify you when you're in your area. Subscribe on the Spotify's. We have all our bands and towns. Everything's all wired in, so you can keep
You
up
hear
with
that?
me.
Go stream
Yeah.
negatives.
Go stream, please.
Stream it
fucking-
all.
Yeah.
Stream it all.
I got bills.
Very real, honestly. Very,
Yeah.
very real. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Go ahead and please, if you liked the episode, leave a comment, leave a like.
Tell 'em to
subscribe
release
to the
that
channel.
song.
Turn your bell notifications
Turn your bell
on
notifications
so you can
on.
hear when we release a new episode.
Yep.
And let
Comment
us.
to tell him to release it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
And let
That's
us-
the only thing you need to comment for today.
If you're watching this, comment love, and then we'll know that you stayed till the end, and then we'll give you a virtual hug.
Yes.
Lovely.
I just said.
Lovely.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the bonus, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye.